TNTM, the show presents Comicast 260 with your host, Pablo Gunner, and I am here to talk nerdy to you about the comics for the week of November 16th. Ooh, look at that. I did my research for once. I was kind of a little bit prepared this time. Look at that. Isn't it crazy? Oh, hey. I'm here to review the comics. And I know that things may have gotten a little stale here, because we keep on doing the same thing every week. Obviously, I mean, we're reviewing these books, but to a certain degree, I feel like we should be changing it up a little bit, which we haven't been. We've been reviewing same structure, like, oh yeah, we got our indie books first, and then we got our Marvel comics, and then we got our DC comics. I'm switching it up a little bit this week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I had an idea in mind, but unfortunately, it looks like my pal is not going to be joining me today. So it's just me all by my onesie. So that being said, there will only be 1 minute per review, or at least that's what the timer is going to go. I'll probably go on longer because I yammer. You know, I'm a blabber. I'm a talker. I'm a chatty Cathy. Not really. I'm antisocial. But in this way, I am not. But anyways, so 1 minute for the timer, and here's the timer for this week. If you know what it is, tell me what it is, be as specific as possible, and I'll hook you up with a free digital comic. Gotta love that. But anyways, back to the point, spoiler alert. So yeah, once that tone goes off, time for me to wrap things up, tell my grade. Like I said, spoiler alert, I will be, reviewing these things, so they're going to be spoiled at least a little bit. Hopefully I won't go overboard. I'll try not to. And at the end of the podcast, or maybe throughout, change it up a little bit, I'll say what my B-bow is, right away, if I know it. That's the thing is, while going over these, it's usually there's a little revelation process. So that's why I don't see my B-bow at the top, which seems kind of dumb anyways. Why would you do that? But anyways, kills the suspense. Kills the suspense. Anything else? I think that's it. Let's get started, starting with Thanos #1, which probably is my B-bow. I'm just going to say it front. I'm so stupid. Why did I say that? That's dumb. Anyways, it is Thanos #1. It is written by Jeff Lemire. Art is Mike Deodato Jr. And then we have some sort of Martin on this. Frank Martin is the colorist. There we go. And it looks mind-blowing. It really does. I honestly was like, who's doing this art? This is insane. I love this paneling. By God, I love the paneling on this. And it's crazy because it's not anything too insane. It looks very structured, sort of, but the way they cut it up, it's the way that they panel it. It's the paneling, but this art is mind-blowingly great. And so anyways, it's talking about Corvus Glaive and how he's taken over since Thanos is gone, and then Thanos shows up and he's like, I want my crap back. And so yeah, it's that's it. Then he's like, all right, well, since you want to fight me, I'll just, your choice, whatever. It's pretty intense. Then Thane is getting a little crew together because he wants to take down Thanos. Oh, but something crazy is going on with Thanos. But there's no way that, but it's insane. I love it. It's so freaking good. It blows my freaking nuts off. What do you say, people? What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? Well, I think it's going to be a strong buy. Duh. It looks mind-blowingly great. Hooks me. I've always loved Thanos ever since I read the Thanos Imperative, or Thanos Quest. That's what it was, Thanos Quest. When he's collecting the gems before the gauntlet. Or is it war? I don't know. So I'm just an idiot that doesn't know what I'm doing. Yeah, strong buy, contender. Hopefully but yeah, okay. Should I give the digital code for this? I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for a Talking Nerdy vlogcast. Suckers. Alright. On to the next book, which is an Image book. It's Reborn #2, written by Mark Millar. Penciler Greg Capullo, inker Jonathan Galapion, colorist FCO Placencia. And this one kind of picks up where it left off. Where, okay, this old lady passed away. Now she's alive, but she's like in her prime, you know. And she looks it too, if you know what I mean. Haha. Anyways, so does her pops. Not gonna lie there, but he's like, yeah, this is where people come, and depending on how good of a person you are in the other life, depends on how strong you are in this life. And so and he's like, oh yeah, I haven't been able to find your mother, and I haven't been able to, and I don't know where your husband is. And they're like, we don't even know he was dead. So she's like, I want to go find my husband before I go on this quest to defeat this evil dude. Which my assumption right away is that the evil dude is her husband. I don't know. But anyways, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, one of your best friends, or your best friend is here. She's super powerful because she was a really good religious person in the previous life. But now that she knows that there's no God and there's no Jesus and all that, she's pretty pissed. So she's kind of Spiteful B now. Yeah. What can I say? It looks amazing. It's really interesting. I like it, but I don't know, man. It's Malar. Malar is Malar is really good, but Malar is really, I don't know. It's really tough to say because it's like I obviously know that the problem is not the art, it's the story, and it's not. There's something about it that's just it hasn't gotten me yet. Like I need you to hook me. Like this is the second issue. Like that's when you put out boom. Like okay, first one, okay, hook me. Second one, that's where you lay out. Like that should be the one, the official. So I'm still not sure if this is an ad yet. Unfortunately, but I'm gonna keep on reading it. So that being said, I'm gonna give it a buy. Like I said, there's something just missing, something off. Not the art. Can't be the art. Capullo kills it, along with you know Galapion and FCO together. They're just magicians. So did I say bye? Okay, moving on. Now it's time for Jessica Jones #2. And it's the writers Brian Michael Bendis, artist Michael Gaydos, color artist Matt Hollingsworth. Okay, so they get to the point right away and they're like, hey, they talk about the relationship of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Then Luke Cage freaks out on her, and apparently there's this thing going on that I have no idea about where they're like, yeah, Jessica Jones, she did something bad and she was in jail for a while, and Luke Cage did nothing about it and stuff, and like, I don't even know what's going on in this book. And she's just like, I don't know, this is just so confusing what's going on in this book, and I'll be honest, like, I don't know why that Jessica Jones is not the most attractive character in this book. In fact, I would probably say that she's probably the least attractive character in this book. I don't know what it is, but like, and not just like physically, but just like personality wise, she's just horrible. She just seems like a horrible human being, and yeah, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is just like the previous series where it just you jump in and you're supposed to just know stuff that's going on in other comics or in the comic universe, or they just say stuff and you're just like, I don't. Especially if you are a hardcore comic book person and they say like, oh yeah, this is going on, and you're like, wait, what? I don't remember any of this. So, I mean, there is some interesting stuff. Like, I'm going to spoil it. Spot shows up and gives her a few licks, and then her case goes sour because the lady that hired her is dead. And, of course, they think it's the husband. 90% of the time it's the husband. Whatever. So, you know what? I am happy to give this one away because I want to know what you think. And I'm not hearing what people think about these comics that I'm giving away. So it's kind of making me go like, why am I giving them away? Other than to be like, watch or listen to my podcast, you know, because I'm a pathetic loser. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one. Art's not horrible. Um, Writing dialogue stuff is not awful, but like I said, I'm confused. I'm lost. It's I don't like it. It's not for me. That's what I'm gonna say so far. That's what I'm saying is it's not for me. I give it okay for me personally. I regret getting this book kind of. Um, so I'm gonna give it a skim. I give it a skim. Uh, Skim. All right, there it is, suckers. And did I read off the digital code for that? I don't think I did. Here it is. F for family, Z for Zelda, M for Mankey, P for Pietro, 5, 7, K for K, or K for kill, another K for kill, J for Jones, V for Vegeta, U for Ultron, and another V for Vegeta. I'm parched. I'm going to take a little sip. Ah, that's good. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to change this menu to chat in case someone wants to chat or something. I don't know. All right, back to the books, folks. Come on, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. Really? I did that? Okay, so on to infamous Iron Man #2. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer, Alex Maleev is the artist, Matt Hollingsworth is color artist. And so it starts, and it's the Thing with his Guardians of the Galaxy get up on, and he's at the Latvian embassy, and he's questioning them as to where Doctor Doom is. He's trashing the place, and he just doesn't care. And then we have the Mad Thinker, and somebody's giving him a visit and like, oh yeah, you should do something good and productive with your life. And he's like, oh, I heard that you had gone good, but I didn't believe it. Let's just say that I love the way that his Iron Man suit looks because it's like a mashup of his Doom suit with the Iron Man suit, but it looks like the Centurion. Or not Centurion, but whatever the silver one was that's like from the movie that you first see, like his prototype. That's what it kind of looks like, mashed with Doctor Doom. It's really cool. And then somebody shoots him, which was pretty crazy. And then now he got a visit from somebody. And interesting stuff, cool stuff, great stuff, interesting stuff. I'm totally digging this so far. This is really intriguing to me. Like it's Doom, and he's an interesting character. So, and it looks freaking mind-blowingly great, and everything so far about it is interesting. Um, yeah, that's it. It's cool how he's like, I don't know, he doesn't really know how to be good, so he's like trying it out, and he's like, oh, sorry, I don't really know how to do this. Strong buy. This one is not a contender. Strong buy, not a contender. Okay. I know that seems like a weird thing to say, but whatever. I don't care. On to the next book. It is Trinity #3, $2.99. It is same Francis Manapul, killing it, destroying it, just being the master over here with his business. Alrighty. So yeah, this one it starts going into somebody else's visions, and or past visions. I don't know. Batman and the death of his parents in Crime Alley, and he tries to stop it, but he can't stop it, and he has to watch it all over again, relive it one more time. We get to relive it as well. And Lois Lane is actually the one that's catching on to something is going on here, and it's crazy because like in this memory they have young Bruce and he's just like getting medicated. Like they just medicate him. That's and they're like when he deals, that's how he's dealing with the death of his parents. And it's crazy like he starts seeing Batman and Superman and even Wonder Woman as like these hideous evil creatures. and stuff. And the art is just mind-blowingly great. It's just freaking, oh my god, it's delicious. So yeah, but in the end, Mama's coming to get her cub. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Like I said, Francis Manapul is the script. Clay Mann is the pencils. Okay, wouldn't have known because it looked a lot like Manapul's style. Clay Mann and Seth Mann are on inks, and then Brad Anderson is colors. So yeah, I mean, this sticks with the consistency of Francis Manapul's style, and the art as well. Like it's mind-blowingly great all the way through, and I'm really digging this. It's different, and I really like that. And I'm giving this one a strong buy and a contender as well. Watch out! Boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom. Alrighty, let's keep it going. On to Old Man Logan, number 13. It's Old Man Logan, The Last Ronin, Part 5. The Wolverine. Writer, Jeff Lemire. Artist, Andre Sorrentino. Color artist, Marcelo Maiolo. Alright, so yeah, there's this kid, and they're threatening him. And Lady Deathstrike is exactly what I said in the last issue, where they call Logan's bluff, and they're like, you're not going to kill this kid. And they're like, yeah, but she will. And so, but this kid awakens, and he goes into, like, full, like, not even beast mode. Like, this is beyond, like, this is nightmare mode, you know? Like, it's terrifying, and it's horrifying. And it's crazy, too, like, and then they keep on doing flashbacks and stuff, and how, you know, this love of his and how they decide that they're going through with having the kid. And then he has this kid read his life, his whole life, and they see, and you're like, oh, you're not even from here. You're not even from this time and from this universe or whatever. And he's like, come on, kid, let me take you to this school, you know, and everything will be all right. It was a hell of a battle. And it's just craziness. It's craziness. I'm wondering if this is the end of this run. Or not like this run, but like this creative team. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good one though. This one I feel like I don't know, man. Here's the thing. And ladies, if there's any ladies watching. But anyways, there's no ladies watching. So what am I talking about? I am insane. No. The thing that I'm going to be talking about is, oh, my grade, of course. Yes. So it's a strong buy, but it's definitely one of those things. I'm probably going to drop this and switch to trade because as good as it is, like, it just felt so long and drawn out. And I know that, and that's not bad. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I know this would read better in trade. And I also know that I should read off a digital code for the peeps out there. Who wants it? Here it is. F for Familia, C for Carlos, M for Marcos, R for Ricardo, K for, I don't know a Spanish K name, so it's just going to be Kill. S for Senor, 5, G for Jorge, it's George. P for Pablito, V for Villanueva, D for Diego, and another C for Carlos. Alrighty. Okay. On to Cyborg number 5. It is Cyborg number 5. John Semper Jr. is the writer. Man, I hate how DC doesn't have an intro page like normal people. Like Marvel, I won't say that. I take back the like normal people. But anyways, so yeah, art was pretty solid jumping in. It's pretty crazy too. They show like this lady, and she's talking about how, you know, most people who are victim of terrorism are Muslims. So actually, Muslims, they hate terrorism and they hate terrorists. Oh yeah, here it is. John Stepper Jr. writer, Alan Jefferson and Derek Donovan as pencils, Scott Hanna and Derek Donovan as inks, Kai Major as colorist. So Then it gets to Cyborg is walking this blind guy and stuff, and they go to this center, and it's like a disabled people center, and they're like, "Hey, we're big fans of you, man, because you're like the poster boy for disabled people who are kicking butt and taking names, and that makes us proud." And I just was a warm moment, but then the art changes like halfway through to this goofy, cartoony looking stuff, and it's not horrible. But the problem is that it's inconsistent, and it's very inconsistent with the other art. And it's like that, I think, throughout the rest of the book, and it just does not mix. Anyways, that lady, she was ended up in a terrorist attack. She's actually an agent, and they try to make her a female cyborg. Oh, spoiler alert! Anything else? Oh yeah, you know what? I don't know if I can read this book anymore. The art's inconsistent, even in one issue, and it's not a thematic change. That's the thing, is like usually DC is pretty good about this stuff. Like there's a thematic change, and so that's why the change of art works. That was not the case in this. So I'm sorry to say, but Cyborg, I'm gonna skim it next time, and I'm gonna have to say that this is also, it's a strong skim, and even though I enjoyed the story a lot, it's a strong skim because of the art and only the art. And the art's not bad, but like I said, it's inconsistent, and so that really kills it for me, because especially the first art, loved it, was loving it. Then it changed, and I was like, nope, don't like this. And it wasn't horrible. It's not bad. It was just so different. It just bugged the crap out of me. And on its own, like if you would have just had just one artist, one or the other, fine with me. Or if it was a thematic change, like boom, the terrorist stuff, that story was its own thing, fine. Or if it's like, oh, it's just, this evil cyborg of his dad, or whatever, that's art, is that's fine if they would have split it upright, if it was thematic, but it's not. So, strong skin. I know that seemed a little harsh. I'm sorry. Or am I? On to the next book. It is SpiderMan number 9, Civil War 2 tie-in. Whoa. We still have Civil War 2 tie-ins? Apparently so. Writer Brian Michael Bendis. Artist Nico Leon. Color artist Marte Gracia. And the panel, the spread that we just can't get enough. Actually, I'm sick of it. It's the Civil War 2 issue 5 spread with Captain America impaled, at the bloody hands of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. And he's gone missing because of it. But we know, some of us know why he's gone missing. He's in DC. But this issue, if you don't know that, is all about his friends and his family and other people, his fans even, looking for him and realizing that he is in DC, and that's essentially where it ends. It's good stuff, but it's also the kind of thing that makes you go, this is kind of just filler, because if you are reading the Civil War books and you're reading other stuff, this book is a little bit behind the curve. Whereas we're already getting books that are post-Civil War, and this is a Civil War 2 tie-in. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good book, but I just feel like, and the art's fantastic, everything about it is real dialogue, really good, except for the fact that it's behind the curve. Like I said, that's a real hindrance on this book and this title. So, on its own, if you're not reading any other stuff, I feel like this is a strong buy and probably contender. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. For me, because I am following all the other Civil War 2 stuff, or not all of it, but a good portion of it, I'm gonna say that this ends up being a buy for me, because it's a lot of stuff that I already know about. I will say though that I had kind of forgotten that he had gone to DC, um, and then when I realized it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, don't know very much. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give this one away. Why not? F it. No one's giving me comments on my YouTube videos, so I guess I might as well give more of these away on the Comicast since more people watch this. Um, yeah, here's digital code. F for fan, C for camera, M for man, D for Dawn, R for Regis, V for Victor, E for Echo, W for Wesker, 0, G for grade, R for Richter, 1. Okay, on to Nightwing, number 9. Tim Seeley is the writer. I want to say Marcio Takara. Yeah, Marcio Takara is the artist. Marcelo Maiolo is colors. And this one's essentially just a one-shot because Nightwing has been having nightmares lately, and it's Teen Titans nightmares, it's Bat Family nightmares. They're getting killed. Then Superman shows up, and he's like, "Hey, there's this evil creature from my universe, and his signature showing up in your head." And so I'm going to put you in this sleep state, and I'm going to go into your sleep state with you, and we're going to figure this thing out. And this thing that's like a Grim Reaper Skeletor looking fella, um, also connected to like technology or something, I don't know. And they're in his brain, and they're like, he's gaining power by killing the people, his friends, in his dreams and stuff. And this one essentially, it goes like, oh yeah, you were all about Bloodhaven in the other world and stuff. And it's great. Him and all his friends come together to kick butt and take names and stuff like that, along with the help of Clark and or Superman. I want to say the new Superman, but he's actually the old Superman, the original Superman, and it's great. It turns out to be a fantastic number 1 that also I think is going to be taking him to his next arc. And yeah. So it was phenomenal. I really liked it. The art was fantastic. You know me, I love Dick, so I don't even remember the name of the word. I'm bipolar. No, I'm not. I am bipartisan. No, I'm not that either. I am biased towards this book in a positive way, in the sense that I love Dick. So, and Dick was fantastic this week. Usually is. Um, so strong buy and contender. I mean, come on, people. You know me. If you watch this, if you know this, if this is your thing. Next, it is Hombre de Agua. It's Aquaman number 11, and it is about a guy who is the man of water. No, it's not. Sort of, kind of, not really. So he was in a bad way. You find out, like, okay, Dan Abnett is a writer, Philip Briones is the artist, Gabe El Taib colors. Now, I will say, different artist, art is different, and so than the last issue. Now, it's not bad. It is different, not quite as good, I don't think, but it is still good. Like, it is still really solid. And so, yeah, Mira goes to the hospital where he's at and stuff. They have a talk with him. The Justice League shows up too, which is really cool and stuff. And then you see, he finds out that Nemo is part of this thing. He doesn't know that Manta is part of it yet, though. And then they go into, like, all right, we need to figure this out. Well, we should have it wrapped up within a week. Oh, well, guess what? Somebody's already made plans, and they're already attacking the surface world under the guise of Atlanteans. So, there it is. Spoiled. Sorry. But it's a great book, and you need to get the deets. You need to get the deets. Because it's gold. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks amazing. It's fantastic. It's really good read. It's really interesting. Doesn't really flow well with the last issue in art and in story. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. But the one before that, it really does. So yeah, I'm still gonna give it though. I'm gonna give it a buy. I really like it, and I love me some Aquaman. But I gotta be honest. Like I said, the art changed as well as it didn't flow as well with the previous issue. I don't know if they're going to do like every other issue type thing. If the next one's going to focus on Mira again, I don't know. So these are things that are issues. And not unnecessary problems, but just concerns. So that's why it's a buy. And you know what that means, folks? Time for a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about one of our sponsors, this one being Gamers Anonymous, which has two shops. It's a retro gaming shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Two shops, one on the east side, one on the west side. And east side location is Wyoming Constitution, next to in a shopping center next to Domino's. No, not Domino's. Yeah, I think it might be Domino's. And then the other one is on the west side, and that one is off of Corrales Road and Alameda, whatever. Tomato. So getting to the point, yeah, they're both great locations, and they're fantastic. In fact, I went to the west side location. I need to go to the east side location, because they have plenty of great stuff there. But I went to the west side location, because I had bought my parents a Connect. They've been saying that they should come over and play Connect with me and my wife. Of course, my wife is a bump on the log, and she doesn't like dancing. Who doesn't like dancing? It's fun. I love it. Oh, it's so sad. Anyways, my parents are like, yeah, we should come over there with you guys. And, of course, they never do because, well, I don't invite them for one. I'm a horrible son. I don't know about that. But anyways, maybe a little bit. But I don't know, but they don't come over, so it doesn't work. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy them Dance Central and a Connect. So that's what I did. And it was cheap. I think it was like $30 altogether. It was phenomenal. It was great. Connect, $25 used, because they still have the tag on there from when it was originally $120. Can you believe they used to be $120, the Connects? Wow, crazy. So I get the Connect and the Dance Central, and the Dance Central was maybe like $5 to $10. It was like in between there. I think it might have been like $8. So yeah, it was great. And they send you discounts, so, you know, I should have bought it like before my parents' actual anniversary and before my dad's birthday so that I could have used my discount, because the discount, they usually send you a discount for like 10, 15, sometimes 20% through the rewards system, their 5-star cards reward system. It's a phenomenal system. You know, you spend $1, you get a point. I think that's how it works. And so, like, once you get a certain amount of points, you can use it for a gift card, or you can get a free shirt, or a free poster, or a free raffle ticket, you know, or like $30 off, you know, or it's great. And then there's this ultimate prize that I'm trying to get. Don't know if I can do it that long, because I like getting money off of my purchases. Anyways, so yeah, anyways, my parents, they already had a Connect. They just hadn't connected it and didn't know where it was. So I just gave them the game, the Dance Central 2 game, because it's hard to find Dance Central 1. I have it, and I hunted for it. It took me a while. In fact, I found it at Gamers Anonymous a while back. So anyways, yeah, so I took it back, and they're like, hey, you know, what's wrong with it? Nothing. All right, fantastic. I swapped it out for another game that I reviewed for Gamers Anonymous, which is Ratchet & Clank for the PS4, that I fell in love with, but I didn't have the money to buy at the time, and I wanted to give somebody the opportunity to buy it. Now, I don't know if somebody bought it because it wasn't there, and then it was there, so I don't know if someone bought it and then brought it back, or if that was a different Ratchet & Clank game, but I ended up just swapping it out, you know, for Ratchet & Clank, and because I love that game, and I want to play it more. I need to play it more, but I've been playing a crap ton of Mass Effect, which they had the Mass Effect trilogy. I thought about getting my dad the Mass Effect trilogy because I love it so much. I thought, well, hey, I'm going to share something that I love with my dad. But I don't know if he would like it that much because it's like space, and he likes more like shooting games like World War II. You know, he's an old timer. You know, old school. You know, nothing's wrong with that. I got a friend, a cosplayer buddy, that's really into old school World War II stuff. Nothing wrong with that. It's good games back in the day. Some good COD games back in the day. Anyways, we'll see. Battlefield, I hear, is pretty good. But anyways, did they have Battlefield? I'm not sure. They have a great collection of PS4 games actually right now. They have a great collection of Xbox One games used, so they're cheaper. And like I said, you can use your discounts on them if you got it. And then your points or whatever. And man, there's just so many retro games. They have all kinds of new systems. Like they have multiple, they have the retro systems. They have retro games. It's a phenomenal place. And they also have this place at their west side called Metal Logic, where they work on computers and stuff like that. And that guy's really awesome too. Dang it, I wish I could remember his name. He's a really Buckley. That's his name, Buckley. But yeah, just the guys there are just great. I feel like it's been, I just have such a great experience there with the guys, that work there. They're really great to talk to and BS with and everything like that. So and they do all kinds of stuff. Check out the community group on Facebook as well as just the Facebook page of Gamers Anonymous, because they do giveaways. And they have sales, especially for Black Friday. Make sure you look that up because they have phenomenal sales. I'm gonna have to go check it out myself probably, because it's just too great to pass up. So yeah, check them out, Gamers Anonymous, where the retro gaming is the best. I don't know what's their mantra. It's the best. It's awesome. Love it. Back to comics. All right, let's get this shindig kicked into gear. It is Uncanny Inhumans number 15. For some reason, it has a number 1 on it. I don't know. It says number 1 now. I don't know. Because it's a new arc and it's a good jumping on point. Charles Soule's the writer. R.B. Silva is the penciler. Adriano Di Benedetto as the inker. Java Tartaglia as colorist. And so this one tells this story of this Inhuman that worked. She was like a detective for the Inhumans, for Attilan. And it's, you have this relationship with this dude, Noor, and he's telling the story to the daughters of these ladies. And he is, these ladies they have this book, and then there's this guy reader, and everything that he reads comes to life, or comes to happen, whatever. And so they go to him and they're like, hey, we want you to bring our mom back through this. And he's like, it's not going to be her. It's just memories of her, and stuff like that. It's not going to be the essence of her. Like, she's dead. She's gone. And they're like, yeah, we know, but we're still willing to do this. And we'll see. I don't know. It might be a complete horrible mistake. It might not be. I don't know. And then there's Flagman. I don't know why. It's weird. It's really interesting, though, and I really like it. I just find these characters really intriguing, like their abilities, what they can do, what they can't do, limits, possibilities, all these things, the repercussions. It's just really interesting. So I'm going to give this one... a strong buy. It's really interesting, and it looks phenomenal all the way through. The art is just stunning. Phenomenal 2-page spread in here that's just superb. So I'm going to save this digital comic code for Talking Nerdy Vlogcast, and like I said, this one's a strong buy, and I'm going to give it a contender as well. On to Green Arrow, number 9. And it starts off, I'm Oliver Queen, and I was on an island. No, that's not it. So, yeah, this ambassador dude is dead, and so bad stuff is happening, and it just gets worse because they're underwater, like in this underwater train, and they blow the tunnel, this idiot and stuff, and it's crazy and intense. The art is just so mind-blowingly great. I just love me some Black Widow. I just like this relationship, and it's really intense. It's really crazy, and I'm like, no way, no way. And then they show, like, they're getting out of this tunnel. It's super intense. Oh, it's just so good. It's fantastic. And then it's great. There's this lady that straight up looks like Hillary Clinton. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's Benjamin Percy's story, Juan Ferreira as art, color, and cover. And I feel like that's it. This was a phenomenal read. I really enjoyed this. It looked great all the way through, both issues. Like I said, not sure how the next one's gonna look, but whatever. But this one is a strong buy, and I really dig it. I can't really complain. It was good. It was really intense. So like I said, I'm gonna give this one a strong buy and contender right now. Done, done, on to the next one. Done, I'm done, and I'm on to the next. It's Green Lanterns number 11. Ew, yeah. So we have this guy that's posing as a Green Lantern, or he has a Phantom Ring and he has a Green Lantern power, and he's like, yeah, this is so great and stuff. He goes out and he does some heroics and stuff, and they're like, yeah, here's this new Green Lantern. He's really great and he's really awesome and stuff. And meanwhile, the actual Green Lanterns, they are looking for the Phantom Ring, and they're like, oh, we don't have no way of finding it. And they're like, oh, boom. So they find a way, and they find this guy, and they're like calling him out and stuff, and he's playing the crowd pretty well, not crowd, but like sort of the crowd, where he's just like an idiot, and it's working. Where he's just like calling him out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're losers and stuff. You can't even make a construct, and you were in jail." And then, but he changes, and then he goes to another color, and it scares people and stuff like that. It's crazy. Sam Humphries as a writer, Robson Rocha as pencils, Jay Leaston and Cam Smith on inks, and then Blonde as colors. This is really good and really, really interesting. It's really weird, though, how you really can get in this guy's shoes, but then they say stuff like, oh, yeah, like, idiots like this guy, people will listen to idiots like this guy. 100% true with the way that the U.S. election went. But anyways, um, it's comedy, but it's serious at the same time, and it's super intriguing, and it's really crazy, and it's terrifying all at the same time. It is brilliant, and it looks stunning all the way through. It's a phenomenal read, and it's like I feel like even if you didn't catch the previous one, this is great to start to. It's I don't know, I could be wrong, but I really dig it. I really like this one. So I give this one a strong buy and contender as well. Alrighty, on to Batman. It is I Am Suicide Part 3. Tom King is the writer, Mikel Janin as pencils, and then Mikel Janin and Hugo Petrus as inks, and then June Chung as colors. So this one focuses on Catwoman. I almost said Black Cat. It is Catwoman and her, like, how she ended up in jail or prison, and then like the plan with her on her side, as well as essentially it's the Suicide Squad. No, that's not it. His own kill crew or whatever. I don't know, the Expendables. I don't remember what they call them, but so yeah, this crew, that they're going with, and she has this talk with the guy that's the ventriloquist dude, but not the ventriloquist, but the dummy. No, the guy. I mean, wait, the guy is the dummy. I don't know. But yeah, she's just talking about how, like, her monster is in her with its claws dug deep, and this plan that Batman has, she ends up messing it up. But I kind of feel like this is Catwoman, Batman. Like, you should have prepared for this, and that's what I'm wondering if in next issue he's just gonna pop out and be like, "Oh, I knew you were gonna do this. This was all part of my plan, and I will love it." Now, if that's not the case, I'm gonna have to say that that's complete BS, because this is Batman and he preps for everything, and especially to get a squad like this together that are all criminals it only makes sense that he's like has plans for all these contingencies that like, okay, well if this goes this way, then I'll plan for this, and if this goes this way, I'll plan for this. So he had to plan for this type of thing because it's Catwoman. Come on, you know, she's gonna turn on you. Freaking C word. Anyways, Catwoman is what I meant. Um, obviously. So it looks phenomenal. It was a really interesting read. This issue on its own, I'm gonna have to give it a strong buy and a contender, but we'll see how the next issue goes. I will not judge this issue based off of how the next issue turns out. That seems kind of unfair. But as a whole, you can do that. So we'll see. We'll see in the next issue. Like I said, if it ends up kind of being part of his plan, or he planned for it sort of, then I think I'll really like the next issue. But this issue is strong by and contender. Kel Janine is an amazing artist. All right, on to Superman. Dun 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 dun. Number 11. And so this one continues with the training of Robin and Superboy, but they are have to team together. Anyways, it's Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason as the story. Patrick Gleason on pencils, Mick Gray, Mark Moraz, and Christian Alamy on the inks. John Calase's colors. So yeah, they have to team up. So they make them go through this boot camp, superhero boot camp style. But it's really all it is challenges. Like they have multiple challenges, and these challenges are made to force them to work together. And so you have Nobody shows up, and she's not there to help. Then Goliath shows up. He's not there to help either. And so it's crazy because it's like there's this mountain and then there's this train and then they end up in a plane or something like that. Okay, not a plane, it's Goliath. And so they just bicker back and forth and they fight and they fight and fight. The thing is too is they know that this is a challenge from their fathers. Then they end up in a hurricane and stuff or tornado. And I just love these two characters. Are so great. Like, it's fantastic. Anyways, what happens is Batman and Bruce end up in a bad situation. Batman and Superman end up in a bad situation that's real. And then once Superboy, and Robin realize that they are in a real situation, then they get their crap together, they work together, they flow together pretty well. But in the end is really great. It's a great moment. But once again, they end up fighting and ruining things again. It is phenomenal. This book is so... this is so fantastic. It's easily a strong buy. It looks great. I still think it's so funny, though, how Bruce keeps on being like, we're good fathers. Our fathers would be proud of us. Like, it's just so funny, like, because Bruce is horrible. And I think that Clark is probably going to be kind of horrible, too, just because he's going to be so busy with his heroics. Anyways, yeah, so moving on. Did I say strong buy and contender? Moving on, it is Silk number 14, a clone conspiracy tie-in. Don't know how. I'm not reading it. Don't care. Robbie Thompson is the writer. Irene Strachalski is the artist. Ian Herring as color artist. This looks a lot like Veronica Fish's art, and so therefore, I love it. Wow, so many great... It's just the art is superb. It's great spreads, just great... great spreads. One-page spreads, two-page spreads, just all of it is great. And so it is Silk, and she's like her family's all together, but she's like, this is really weird for me. I'm not used to this. I'm gonna get out of here. She takes a business family trip to go see to go do a job for J. Jonah Jameson in Santa Fe. I'm not Santa Fe, San Francisco. Close enough. They're similar. But yeah, and so her boyfriend does go along with her, who is a ghost. So it's interesting. I love how they have this. They're like, oh yeah, well, Silk is the other side. I'm gonna change my costume, and so he calls her Silkworm, and it's just adorable and hilarious. And I really, really like it. And yeah, okay, the ending ends up being a clone conspiracy tie-in with an interesting, yeah, ending. So this one is a strong buy for showsies, and I am, I'm gonna keep this digital code. I don't care. I'm harboring it for Talking Nerdy podcast. But yeah, this one is a strong buy and contender. This was really great, really fun, and really nice. On to Achi, number 14. Featuring Cheryl Blossom. That B word. Story by Mark Waid with Lori Matsumoto. Didn't even notice the Lori Matsumoto the first time I read this. Art by Joe Eisma. Coloring by Andre Zamankowicz. Now, this art is more like the kind of idea or what I think of when it comes to Archie art. At least for an updated Archie art. Now, that's both a good and bad thing because it's not as good as either of the artists who are on this, which is the girl who, Val Staples. I don't know if Val Staples is a girl, but anyways, or a lady. But anyways, yeah. Or Veronica Fish, and both those artists were phenomenal. So it's hard to compete with that. Anyways, Archie gets in this slump that his buddy gets him into, and so he starts acting like him with the burgers and everything. He's like, yeah, the only thing that matters is food and experiences and blah 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 and stuff. And then you have the other side, which is you have Veronica, and she's dealing with this B word, Cheryl Blossom, and she's turning the tables on her. But she's like, I'm still not satisfied. Like, I have a soul, and it's soul crushing to do these horrible things to her, even though she's a B word, and I don't like her, and stuff. And it goes back and forth between these stories. And, so yeah, I'm ready for this to, I don't know, return to form, sort of. And not just with the art, but just with, like, the story. Like, I want to get to it. They also have, like, a preview for Jughead, starring Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was really nice and cute, and I love Sabrina. She's so cute. And nice. Anyways, this one is not bad, but I'm ready for, like I said, I'm ready. I miss, like, it's, I knew this would happen, and so I don't know why it's so frustrating that it's going this way when I knew it was coming, which is the art is steadily declining, and I won't say that the story is steadily declining, but it's just not, it's not where I want it to go, I guess, or it's just not, I don't know. So it's just not 100% there. And therefore, I'm going to give this a weak buy. Now the last book of the week, it is Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 15. But this one is about D-Man. These nuts. Oh, no, what? No. Writer Nick Spencer, artist Angel Unzueta, color artist Jean Rauch. This was such a nice break because this book has been so intense, and they talk about why it's been intense at the beginning. Anyways, they go to this wrestling match that's for charity, and D-Man used to be a wrestler, Demolition Man, and so he's like, yeah, I'll do this charity, wrestling match. Mystery fighter that he has to fight ends up being Battlestar, one of his old enemies, but it's not really like an evil enemy. It's just like someone he's kind of screwed over at first, and then and stuff. But it ends up turning out really well. It kind of has like a SpiderMan type theme to it, where it's like, oh yeah, these people are running this charity, organization. They end up trying to steal the money. So then these two guys team up to take them out, and then the crowd goes crazy, and they give the money to the charity, and it was a nice, good break, and heartwarming, heartfelt book. It needed this little break since it's been so dark and bleak lately. And the teaser is Captain Knight, which is Misty Knight with the Captain America shield. Looks good. Honor. But anything would. Including me. What? No. I didn't say that. This one, I will give the digital code away for this one. I really like this issue. It looks great. Like I said, it was just great. I'm gonna give this one a strong buy. I'll go ahead and give it a contender just because it just works so well with everything. So if I could find the digital code, I'd give it away, but I can't. Where the mother F? There it is. Here's a digital code if you want to check it out for yourself. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, B for Brito, Y for Yucca, 9, F for Francis, 5, J for Juan, G for Jorge, George, and then 9. That's it. All right. Wow, I ended up with actually a lot of freaking contenders here. I didn't expect there to be this many contenders in this book or in this stack. You know what? I am gonna have to go with. This is tough. Tough one. All right, people. I am gonna go with Thanos as my runner-up. Okay, Thanos was superb. The greatest thing. Here's the biggest spoilers. If you're not ready for spoilers, I'm gonna drop right now some hardcore spoilers. Like I said, the crazy thing, Thanos is dying, and Death is actually teamed up with Thane. And that's the thing, is I don't know if Death, I'm still not sure if Death is a real character or not. And that's what I love about it, though, is Thane crazy too? Is he mad like the Mad Titan Thanos, his father? But yeah, I definitely want to see how this plan plays out of them trying to kill Thanos, especially when Thanos is already dying. And because you can't kill Thanos, especially when the Infinity War is coming up. Or are they going to kill him and then bring him back for Infinity War? I don't know. They might do something like that. I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. But yeah, it looked mind-blowingly great. So yeah, that's my runner-up. For Back and Bag of the Week, though, best book of the week, Bebow, it's going to have to go to Superman number 11. Because this ends up being like a Batman, Superman, Superboy, Robin book that just end up being phenomenal and hilarious and great. It tugs on the heartstrings. So many great moments. So superb. I bet that JD is regretting that he wasn't here this week. Once again, last week we had Señor Mágico, and now, this time around, we have this phenomenal piece of work right here, which I bet he would have a great connection with this because, the reason that he wasn't here, completely worth it. He's spending time with his kiddos. And so I bet this book, or that was for last week, but for this book, I bet this tugged on the heartstrings because of the kiddos, And that's the thing, is books mean different things to different people, and that's why I love comics. But that's it, man. That's my Back and Bag of the week. Hopefully JD will be back next week. I'm hoping, because I get lonely without him. I go crazy. Obviously, if you couldn't tell in this podcast, I'm going nuts. Cuckoo. Anyways, or is that just because I'm feeling crazy tonight? Maybe it's all of it. I don't know. Anyways, what do you guys want to talk about? Hey, guess what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the Talking Nerdy vlogcast that I did with Atticus, where I did a vlogcast and podcast with him. Now, the vlogcast was the video, and that one was superb. Had a lot of fun on that one. It got blocked the first time, made a little changes, threw it back up. Now, slightly different, and I think better. That one's not blocked, so check it out. It's not too long, but it's the spoiler-free review. I didn't title it spoiler-free, but the video review and my video reviews tend to be spoiler-free for the most part. Now, I hope to think that if you've seen, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you're kind of lost if you haven't. Like, you don't completely get what I'm saying, but enough to the point where, like, it should hype you up, for the movie. And obviously, this time around, it wasn't just me. It was me and Atticus. It was great. I hope to work with that guy more because he's phenomenal. And I think we have a good back and forth, a little verbal volley, Next, we should be reviewing the Injustice comic book series, as well as the Injustice video game. So we'll that'll take time, but I don't know when that's going to come out. Like I said, the audio podcast went really great for the Doctor Strange. That was really great too. So check that one out. That one's way more in depth. That one's definitely the spoiler review. So, be weary. That one is the spoiler. And we say that in the podcast at the beginning. So if you forget, you don't listen to this, you'll hear it in that podcast at the beginning. Anyways, thank you for subscribers. I hope we get more subscribers for the YouTube channel and stuff. And people, I give away free comics on there. Comment on them. Comment and like it and be a subscriber. That's all you have to do. And you know what? If you are a subscriber, the thing is like some accounts, they're like private or something, and it doesn't show me that they're subscribers. So just tell me that you're a subscriber, and I'll give you that free digital comic because, like I said, sometimes I don't know or I can't tell. So, I know I'm behind. I know I'm a few weeks behind on the Talking Nerdy vlogcast. But it's because, I was working on the Doctor Strange stuff that I did with Atticus, and then I'm still working on the video footage from the convention from Santa Fe Comic-Con. So it's a lot of work. Here's the deal. I don't have time to do it during my work week. I work 5 days a week. My commute is almost 2 hours each way. So when I get home, I pretty much just go to bed. So I really only have time to work on it on my days off. And now that me and my wife share the same days off, I spend most of that time with her. So it doesn't really leave me much time to edit anything. So thank you for being patient while I slowly put content out. But at least stuff is coming out. How, like before, there wasn't content coming out, even though we have tons of stuff recorded. But I didn't have access to that content, so there was nothing I could do about that. Anyways, if anybody out there, anybody at all, whether it be the ambassador or, JD or anybody else out there, if you have any constructive criticism, or hey, hell, even if it's not constructive, just say it. You know what? Pablo, you suck. Oh, hey, you know what? Your podcast is boring. Anything like that. But at least give me a reason why so that I can try to correct it. So I can make it a little bit better, a little more interesting. I was going to try something different with JD this week, but like I said, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it because, let's be honest, he's a slacker. We're all slackers. But I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out. Wrestling style. JD, you're a slacker. You're going down. I'm going to break your back right here on this kneecap. Right here. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I love him. I love you. I love you because you're watching, or maybe you're not watching, but you're listening. Anybody that listens, anybody that likes, is a liker for the Facebook page, or it gives me a little heart, on tweets, especially if it's podcast related, if it's website related, all of that stuff, tweets, Tumblr, anytime you talk to us in the community group, please join the community group. And like I said, get those likes up so that we can have a party. I'm ready for a friggin' party. I'm ready to party with some nerds. You know, nerds party the best. Butterbeer. Let's have some butterbeer. You know, I'm not even a hardcore Peter Pan. No, Harry Potter fan. That just goes to show. Expelliarmus. Anyways, I'm babbling way too much. I need to shut up and get on with it. But thank you for checking all our stuff out. Like I said, please get on that, the YouTube, like I said, and join our community group on Facebook. That's it for me now, people. Okay, so I just want to say thank you. Any requests, feel free to throw anything out there and stuff like that. You know, keep your eyes on your 4 comics.